Efecto Cascada.
Un podcast de Explore.
Dear Splotters, welcome to the latest episode of Efecto Cascada, a podcast from Splotter where we dive into the forefront of innovation, share insights from entrepreneurs, and uncover cascade funding opportunities. Each episode explores the latest trends in the digital stream, the arts and transformative technologies that are shaping our future. Broadcasting from Pamplona, Spain, we strive to connect with a global audience, starting from European key projects. So I'm Paulo Stiz, Communications Manager at Australo, and it's a pleasure to be your host for today's episode. As you may have seen already, we are continuing with the remote podcast series. However, if you'd like to listen to the podcast on another different language, you can just always go ahead to YouTube and activate subtitles on a different language. So today we have the pleasure of welcoming Raquel Carro, project manager from Australo, who is deeply involved in the CORTEX2 project. This initiative aims to revolutionize remote collaboration through innovative technologies such as extended reality, providing new avenues for interaction in industrial training, social events, or business activities. In this episode, we'll delve into how CORTEX2 is making real-time cooperative experiences accessible to a very wide user range and the artistic potential it has in the audiovisual sector. So stay tuned for engaging conversation, and let's start already, shall we? So welcome, Raquel. How are you? Thank you very much for being with us here today. How are you?
Hello, Paula. No, thanks to you for inviting me. I'm very well and very happy to be here. And hello to everyone that is listening or watching us.
Perfect. So could you briefly introduce yourself and tell the audience who is Raquel and share a bit about your background?
I am Raquel Carro. I am a project manager of European projects working for Australo, which is a marketing agency focused on the communication of deep tech and science. My background, I studied centuries ago political science, and then I have a master's degrees in European studies and in innovation management. So obviously all of these European studies, politics, all that led me to working in European projects.
What inspired you? Was there a specific momentum in your career where you said, okay, I'm interested in European project management?
I'm very interested in problem solving, like finding fitting the different pieces of something. So I think that project management, like of European projects, combine both.
Yeah, I imagine. Actually, we do have another episode on our podcast, which is focused on project management. So I understand the problem solving characteristic that pleases you.
Yeah.
All right, so now diving onto today's topic, which is CORTEX2. Could you please tell me and the audience what is the main objective of this initiative and how does it aim to develop an XR teleconference platform across different industries for this experience?
Okay, it's CORTEX2. The acronym means cooperative, real-time experience with extended realities. So cooperative real-time experiences with extended reality.
Okay.
So what we want to do with this is to build a platform that can integrate the traditional teleconferencing tools with the potential that brings extended reality, so augmented reality, virtual reality, the integration of IoT devices into this mix, and so on. I think that it's a challenge that many people will understand because during the pandemic, everyone had to adapt to telecooperation, working from home. It was a huge leap for people from industries and other environments that don't adapt as well to telecooperation. So we saw there that there was a gap that really allowed these industries trainings, for example, technical trainings, field trainings, to really use telecooperation for their purposes. What CORTEX2 wants to do is, for example, to allow the participants to have more immersive experiences, to be able to cooperate like as if you are in situ, let's say, okay?
What specific challenges are you aiming to address here?
First, improve the traditional telecooperation tools. So use the potential that the extended reality really has for this. Include also the adaptation of IoT devices into these extended reality features, and also make it more open so it's more usable in different platforms. You don't have to have, how when you are enter into the Apple universe that you have to have. No, we are trying to be as cross-usable as possible, so we democratize a little bit the use of these technologies.
Oh, that's great. And by the way, because I'm not either an XR user, augmented reality user, I've never done this. How come can you include IoT onto, let's say, a virtual reality experience for me to?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and one that I had as well at the beginning of the project. Think about, for example, you are trying to use this in a factory, but you need to know for certain things, you need to know the humidity of the place, because why is this machine not working? Okay, I'm going to tell you this. We have a sensor in the platform that tells us the humidity. Okay, it's too humid, you can't use that because of this. Or maybe temperature as well. So we also have temperature sensors, this type of stuff, okay? That a regular user of these tools thinks, well, I don't need that. Yes, but to be able to really extend this, you need to have a lot of features so everyone can get what they need for their specific use. This is a way to getting it closer to them. Like, you are a small business, you don't need a lot of money. You can use it for this and that, and it can really improve your business. You can have access, for example, to experts that are in the other part of the world, but that it could be great to get their input in different processes that you are implementing. So I think that for this, CORTEX2 it's a great initiative.
What are you looking for? Like, once applicants present, let's say, their project, are you looking already for a developed idea, or are you gonna help them throughout the way, to develop the actual product?
Okay, the project itself already developed the basic platform, the basic CORTEX2 system, and has 3 internal use cases, developed by the partners. One is in industry, specifically in this case manufacturing. Another one is to improve the teleconferences tool in general, so business meeting, let's say, and the other is for training. So these were chosen because the partners thought that this could be very scalable and it could help a wide range of sectors. But of course, the use cases are limitless, honestly. So the project launched 2 open calls. Cascade funding in this case, I mean, it's amazing to get the innovators and the innovation involved in your projects, and also to really develop something that somebody thought that they can already use. okay, I need this, and I'm going to be involved in developing it and integrating it. Okay, so this is huge. So we launched 2 calls, and in them we had two tracks. Okay, one for co-development and one for use cases. Okay, and currently we are working with the winners of the first call. They are already integrating their solutions into the platform, and the use cases are filling in all the requirements needed to be actually implementable. So there are very, very nice projects, and now we will start integrating the innovators from the second call.
And we've mentioned that it has some use cases as well in the, let's say, entertainment and audiovisual sector. But to what extent does it serve to these applications? Could you give us an example?
Yeah, for sure. There are two aspects. One is that artistic application itself, it's one of the uses. For example, we have winner, an innovator that is developing hybrid concerts or events use case. Okay, so they focus on when you go to a live performance now, you have to be there. Okay, limited amount of people that can go, and also these experiences are very expensive. Okay,
yeah, right.
And this project, this innovation focuses on not giving you only the experience with immersive technologies and 3D reconstruction of scenarios, the experience of being there, but also to personalize the event, to have more interaction. So, for example, you can watch this performance, and every time that you watch is different, because you as an audience have a say on what is happening, and you can interact. So it's a new way for artists to showcase their art, you know. So this is one aspect. But another aspect is that any extended reality, virtual reality, it's has a lot of potential for digital artists, for a new way of storytelling, and there's a lot of creativity that needs to get involved to really make these experiences work. Maybe not that much, for example, in industrial environments, but in other applications, for sure, you need it to really be realistic for it to work.
No, wow. So you can have a lot of room for creativity, as you said.
Exactly.
Explore new paths of showcasing your music, or because, as you said, nowadays we are let's say, we always go to a concert and all that we see is the musicians, the screens, and so on. But this way you can help, let's say, the public immerse themselves onto your music. So that's a really interesting project.
We also have to think that it's not that you are going to stop going to live performances, but you will be able to access others that you were not able to access because you can't be everywhere all the time, but with this you kind of can. And also from the environmental point of view, it's also better. So I think that, and also for people that really have any issues, mobility, or any other specificities that make them not able to attend a lot of events, exhibitions, concerts.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking
different type of entertainment.
Yeah. I was thinking on people who may have social anxiety or, let's say, health issues, because there's also
Perfect.
people who they have cardio issues that they may not be able to see their favorite artists, but maybe this is a new era for music, for
And we
creativity.
have also several projects that are working with the TDAH,
Okay.
so it's also helpful for in this case to empower some people to feel secure, and that they are going to be able to enjoy this, that this is not something that it's not for them. No, we are opening up.
Yeah, no, Cortex
Mhm,
Square goes way farther than expected. It's not
mhm.
just extended reality. It covers
Yeah.
lots of issues here. All right, so talking impact and results from the Open Goal 1 winners, could you share with us what results are you seeing tangible already, and how are you measuring this impact?
So it's a little bit soon to have the fully developed solutions. But what we can say is that they are working really hard and that we are carefully monitoring them. If they want to receive the funding, they need to perform.
Yeah, definitely.
But yes, they have started, as I mentioned, integrating their solutions into the platform. And so the Cortex stakeholders are going to be the first testers, okay? And they
All
are
right.
also helping us validate our solution. So there we are starting to see results, okay? Then also what is common for those that know cascade funding is that to measure impact, we established from the beginning a series of key performance indicators that are specific to what they do. Okay. And we monitor them during the project. Okay. So, for example, in this case, for the project that was dealing with these hybrid immersive experiences in entertainment and concerts and events. For example, you can say that you have used this with a number of people that have been using it, that you have a survey of what they are thinking about how it works, what are the flaws, what you need to improve. So they are in this process currently, okay? So
Okay.
they need to improve the solution to really leave it ready to be used.
You were also introducing a bit cascade funding, so this mechanism. Could you walk us through a bit the main benefits and more specifically the financial support that you are giving to the beneficiaries?
I've been working in European projects for 14 years, so it's a lot of time. And before, cascade funding was a thing. And but at that time, you saw bigger organizations participating. Okay, research and technology organizations, universities, public entities. That's great. Then it was opened a little bit to private organizations. Then SMEs also started collaborating as partners in the
Okay.
consortium of the projects. But then with cascade funding, you are able to include smaller actors. And these smaller actors sometimes are a way of integrating innovation quicker, faster, because
Right.
they have a very specific motivation for maybe a smaller part. They can't get access to this support from bigger entities. And with the cascade funding, it's obvious that you can help them. Okay, they know a lot, for example, they know a lot about the technologies, but they have no idea how to showcase them. They sometimes they do a terrible pitch of something that they are great at. So you
Yeah.
can, this is very basic, but sometimes they need that help, or they need someone with us that knows a lot about that technology, that has a very high profile, and that it's not easy for them to access if it's not through an European project. They also meet and network people from that ecosystem. So sometimes you have like two innovators that you think, okay, they are competitors, or are they? Can they collaborate? Is it better for both of them to collaborate? So I think that cascade funding is great because it's more approachable for them to apply. You don't have to apply in a huge consortia for a huge project that takes months and months to know if you are granted or not. When it is granted, maybe your technology is already gone because your situation changes. But this way, we take care that this is a process that it's with a very easy applying mode, with a form. Then you have, of course, these processes are very transparent and very we get very good expert external evaluators. So everyone has equal opportunity, and only the quality of your project, your innovation, your technology is the key for the money to be granted. Okay, so this is I think the main advantage.
All right, so looking towards the future and opportunities, could you share any details are there any upcoming goals already, or is the project finalizing? In what stage are we in? Or are you planning any, let's say, events or for beneficiaries?
Regarding the open calls, unfortunately, they are closed. We don't have more planned right now. We don't say no because sometimes we could get for the projects a continuation, but we don't know at this point if this will happen or not. What we do know is that we will be attending different events relevant for this sector, like Euro XR, and also Stereopsia, where we will present some of the results of the project and the different innovations and so on. But also we will maybe hold a final event to showcase this and demo these technologies. And also what we do is we are really engaging with people in our social media, in all our channels, because we are part of a bigger cluster of projects working with extended realities. We are really in touch with other European initiatives, because we want to cross-disseminate. Like, for example, if you are in touch with us, you follow us, we are always publishing other opportunities that are relevant. Okay, we don't want to let things languish. We want it to keep moving. It's not a project that it ends and that's it. Sustainability is very big for us.
Yeah, so make sure, audience explorers, to follow them on all social media channels so that you can, stay updated on any events or any content that they're gonna be publishing. All right. So just to know, since you are very experienced in cascade funding and innovators and so on, what advice could you give to, let's say, smaller actors looking for this opportunity that could change their lives to get involved in cascade funding projects? Would you encourage them to do it?
Yeah. First of all, to be aware that this is a possibility. So please visit the Funding and Tenders portal of the European Commission, because they publish there the different cascade funding opportunities. Second, very basic, please read the documentation, because there are a lot of applications that are not eligible because of basic mistakes that could be easily avoidable if you
Mhm.
read the documents. I mean, all of us do this, like, oof, 20 pages. Nah, no,
Yeah.
read it in detail because it's very important. And also, please check that your application is aligned with the objectives of the project. Do not try to artificially fit your idea there. Maybe it doesn't fit, and it's not worth it for you to lose your time in developing and working in developing this application and thinking about it if the objectives do not align. For sure, there will be another opportunity where you can be an excellent candidate.
So before we wrap up this episode,
Mhm.
let's move to the final section of our episode, where you'll have to first answer a question from the previous guests,
Oh, let's
and
see.
then I'll uncover it now. And then you'll have to give a piece of advice, a fun fact, either about yourself, the project, whatever you want to. And then lastly, raise a question for the next guest. Okay? So
Okay.
this is a bit of a fair game.
Okay.
So let's go to it. All right, so the previous guest question was from Aurélie de la Terre, which she is a project coordinator from Starts in the City. And she was basically talking about our daily routine in the office, at work. We are always focusing on the problems, and we are not sitting still and actually appreciating the smaller achievements. So she was, meditating on that. And her question was, what is your greatest achievement of the week? It can be something very small or anything that made your day. Doesn't have to be work-wise.
My greatest achievement of the week is, let me think. I made time this week to spend time with my dogs. Because sometimes the stress of the weekend, the work, family, different things. I have an older dog, and the things that they value more is the contact with their owners that makes them happy. So it's self-care for me and for them.
Yeah, and that way you can also stand up and walk around the
Exactly.
city rather than
Move
staying
your
at home.
body, disconnect from work, and then you come back with more energy.
Yeah. No, Raquel, you could give awesome tips for people who had to learn how to work remotely, because
Yes, I am very, very experienced in that. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so now it's your turn. So if you please, you can give us a fun fact, a piece of advice, and then raise a question.
A fun fact. Okay. Fun or stupid? The line is very blurry. Okay, for example, I am a huge fan. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why, but I'm a huge fan of an old TV show that it's Murder, She Wrote.
Okay.
So I apply all of Jessica Fletcher's advice to my project management, like connecting the dots, eye for detail, building personal relationships. I think that I built like a sleuth, like an investigator. I'm trying to find any discrepancies between during the implementation of the of the projects. So it's kind of an inspiration for me.
Wow.
Also, a middle-aged woman succeeding in a field where it was not common. So
there you go. So you are a true crime project manager.
Yeah. Cozy crime, not very bloody,
Yeah. By the way, I almost forget. I don't know if you're aware of it, but we do have a Cascade Funding Hub from Sploro, where we publish daily Cascade funding opportunities. So it's for all sorts of innovators. So because sometimes the European funding and tenders, it's, let's say, the main mechanism, but we're trying to make really accessible an easy way of for a search engine for Cascade funding opportunities.
Yes,
So if
I
you'd
am
like
aware.
to check it.
Because, well, Australo is a marketing agency and we are involved in European projects, so we are very active in not only social media, but other platforms. And of course, we are aware of your activities and a lot, for example, webinars that you do with projects with Cascade funding and yeah. So yes, we are aware, and Australo is following, of course, your activities because we are in the same field, not competitors, but collaborators.
All right, Raquel, so thank you very much. Do you have a question for the next guest?
Okay, I don't know who the next guest is going to be, their profile or anything.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but I was wondering, in Cascade funding, right? Where do they think that there will be the most opportunities? In which technology, in which area they think that Cascade funding is going to be big in the upcoming years?
Okay, that's good. Let's hope the next guest is also participating in Cascade funding projects and it's
if not,
has knowledge about it.
You can ask them what is their favorite dessert.
Okay, that's good as well. If not, I'll answer it. Perfect. So Raquel, thank you very much for being with us today and telling all the insights and all tips and getting to know yourself was amazing. So thank you for that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time and for inviting me.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure. And well, remember, explorers, that this podcast is available on streaming platforms from YouTube to Spotify, Amazon Podcast. So make sure to subscribe so you won't miss any Cascade funding opportunities or any project like this one. All right, so until next time, explorers, it was a great pleasure to be with you today. And let's keep captivating the amazing world of innovation together. So see you next time. Bye.